Good evening, and welcome to another edition of Accentuate. I am your host, Terry Night Owl Lyons, and tonight I want to talk to all of those who work very hard, and it seems as though the harder and longer we work, the less lately we've been having. Some of my elders used to say that those who work long, hard hours and reap minimal benefits, they entitled that something like fattening frogs for snakes. That's when everyone benefits from your labor except you. Well, I had to take pause on that and to create a piece in honor of all of us who work, fattening frogs for snakes. You know, it's more than I can take. Running it every which way to stay on course. Junk mail, trash TV, media hype. It's all a big game to control our pockets and our minds. None of them are interested in our sake. You understand, we work to make them rich. It's called fattening frogs for snakes. Now, I've heard CEOs build up their latest kickoff called an opportunity for success. And then you got TV ads hollering that their product is the best. We have gadgets to live life housework free. We have games to pretend you are whatever you want to be. High-end clothes, big pretty cars, fool some people into believing that's who they are. We're working 2 jobs, slave to debt. Now, are you happy with what you have? Or are you still looking for more to get? You know, Mama told me that frogs are a tasty treat, but you're the one that has to feed them, and it's the snake that eats the sweetest meat. We all know that snakes will spike you with poison, and they cannot ever be trusted. And we have to work hard to keep them that way. You see, or our ass will get busted. Now, every single morning that you awake, you have to face another day fattening a frog for another evil snake. Well, I keep that in mind when the masses are stressed and afraid to buy, to shop, to work another hamster wheel day. Blind, it seems, to what's at stake. Seems we're all fools stuck in the mud, fattening frogs for snakes. What do you do when the weekend is over and Sunday night is slowly approaching your house? Yeah. Start to feel some kind of way. I know I should be thankful to have a job, but there's something about Sunday nights that just gets the best of me. I'm fine during the day, going to church, out to dinner, talking with friends. But when that sun goes down, that good feeling just comes to an end. It's terrible, making me hate the Lord's day. He who gave me a blessing, a way to get my bills paid. Well, the stats are not good. Better hold on to what you have. Unemployment is sky high. Unemployment is on the rise, and the cost of everything is sky high. Oh, but those clouds come Sunday night, and they linger just above my head. Monday morning is standing in the wings. I'm drowning from depression and dread, thinking of another week of doing the same old thing. Soon as I walk in the door, I'm greeted with, "How was your weekend?" from deceitful faces I'd rather not see. Sitting through endless meetings, enduring idle chit-chat that bores the pure hell out of me. Lord, help me get through another monotonous day. Show me how to be of better use. Only you can help me under these clouds of gray. Lord, please help me fight these Sunday night blues. Well, Monday morning, time to meet the man. You know, I came up with the physical analogy, in my opinion, when you walk into that cubicle, into that hallway, it feels almost like you're wearing wet clothes. It's not going to kill you. You'll get through it. But oh Lord, what a day lies ahead. See, I walk in there and I'm tired. That's number one. Hungry and bored. Cinder block walls and cold fluorescent lights meet me right at the door. I'm surrounded by these flat asses dressed in khaki pants, anointed with power to suppress to the core. This mind-numbing chit-chat fills my day, and it truly strengthens my propensity to pray. And as I look around, there's not one meaningful incentive to aspire. It's only deep on my inside do I have desires. This old and tired humor depletes my patience. What little I have. This is not the life I chose. I feel a chill in my bones. It feels just like I'm wearing wet clothes. As I gander around, I see this scene it isn't natural. I'm just a pawn for someone else's riches. You go to those meetings. Did you hear what I heard? Lord, I can't believe these bitches. I've got to find me a way. I've got to put my hustle down. I've got to make a more meaningful day. Because when they say, yeah, I have to agree to the most asinine philosophies, not at least according to me, I cringe at the sight of pretentious foes. It's barely lunchtime, and I'm still wearing wet clothes. I do my work and I try to mind my affair, and I try my best to hide the depth of my despair. You see, I don't get their jokes, and I don't always understand their worries. Most of the time, I do my best to cut them off, so I didn't even hear the entirety of their story. My skin grows clammy and my bones are cold. Much too quickly, I feel extremely old. It's only my gift, my writing in prose, that gives me the strength to endure these wet clothes. Well, it's time to go home. Another day is done, and I have about 5 hours to prepare for exactly another one. I don't know why it has to be this way. Same old tired foolishness every day. I go home and fall exhausted, sometimes unaware of what I've done. I just know I have to get ready for that morning sun. I pray to the Lord. It is only He who knows how much longer I have to wear these moldy, wet clothes. You ever been to New Orleans? Ever seen that Mississippi? The mighty Mississippi. My trip to New Orleans, I watched over the river and I thought of Louie Armstrong, the greatest ever. Satchel, that's what they called him. He's out there on the levee, and I can hear his lighted echo. That Mississippi air, moist and heavy, tonight a conduit of his melodic flow. Yeah. When he's blowing St. Louis blues, I know that majestic soul strand. When he hits those high notes, he could blow a fuse. Him and that trumpet just about kill a man. Ha. Go ahead, Louie. Play me some Summertime. While I watch the sun going down. While the Mississippi River is raging by and the bayou backs up that genius sound. Yeah. Take me to your divine place. And let my mind open wide. Reveal my soulful exquisiteness. Eviscerate this cultural waste locked inside. Your abstract world of brilliance is beyond the control of mortal population. Yeah, buddy, no matter how hard times are, you play with resilience and you feed our souls with pure intoxication. Satchel. The South, the Delta, the blues always seems to be tinged with a suggestion of melancholy. However peaceful, it is haunted by the history of this country, from the spirit of Emmett Till. Yeah. His blood was from the Delta, but he grew up Chi-Town style. When his Uncle Mose invited him to visit down home for just a little while, it was late August. Cotton season had begun. Emmett worked the fields with his cousins. He took time out to have some fun. And later on, his uncle took everybody down to the store to buy candy, sodas, and bubble gum. Now, his mother had warned him about the South. She told him to never look white folks in the eye. She told him to be cool, watch his mouth. Don't go showing off in front of the guys. She told him it ain't like Chicago. No bright lights and big streets. Just fields of cotton. But all of her warnings and alerts were soon forgotten when he whistled at that white woman in the store. Scared his cousins half to death. They knew that meant trouble for sure. Well, 3 days later, about 2:30 a.m., big burly white men went looking for the boy. Yeah, they wanted to know who had done all that talking the other day down at Bryant's store. Emmett was snatched away into the darkness, about 2 midnights deep. And he wasn't seen anymore until the Tallahatchie River exposed his feet. You see, he had been weighed down with a cotton gin fan. Barbed wire was wrapped around his neck. Meanwhile, his mother, Mamie, was beside herself. The entire city of Chicago was angry and upset. Mississippi officials made the mortician promise not to open that crate. So Mamie opened it up herself and examined her son's decomposed state. And through the stench of death, she saw an eye was midway his cheek. His tongue had been choked out, nose blown open wide. He had a hole in his head so big, you could see daylight on the other side. She was asked what she would want to have done. And she told the morticians, no touch-ups, please. Because I want the world to see what they did to my son. Delta blacks knew what they had to do. Hide what they think, hide what they know. Because the consequences were all too real. You know the trial was certain to be a life or death show. And in 100-degree plus heat, Bryan and Millam were acquitted. Sure enough. And then 4 months later, they sold their story to a magazine and gave every detail on how they did it. They were paid $4,000 and knew they could never again be tried for the murder of Emmett Till in Money, Mississippi of August 1955. Emmett Till. Thank you for joining me this evening for another edition of Accentuate. I would like to introduce a beautiful songstress, one of the beautiful songbirds of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, in this evening's spotlight, it is a pleasure, it is a privilege to introduce to you all Bethlehem.
Hello everyone, my name is Bethlehem, and I am a new and upcoming a cappella artist. So I'll do a couple of pieces actually, off of my recently released album entitled Bigger Than Music. It was released November the 17th, and this song that I'm going to sing is entitled Speechless. Everything I see, feel, hear, think. Every time I want, desire, fathom, or need. Everywhere I go, turn, look, or visit. Oh, every now and again, my everyone is Every time I tear, smile, laugh, frown. Oh. Anywhere I travel mentally, anywhere I wind up physically, anyone witnessing sees. Woo! Someone knows and agrees that something beautiful and sweet has somehow come over me, and sometimes they'll ask to see if somewhere inside of me, possibly somewhere in the form of speech is thee. Woo! Someone knows and agrees that something beautiful and sweet has somehow come over me, and sometimes they'll ask to see if somewhere inside of me, possibly somewhere in the form of speech is thee. Adonai ro'ilo exorbino tishe yarbiteni al minuchot yenahaleni nafshi yishovel yancheni v'magale sadek lema'an shemo gam ki elek begay sal mavet lo irara ki yata imadi shifte ka umish ante ka hemay nachamuni ta'arok livna shulchan neged sorai dishanta washamen roshiko tirevaya aktov wa chesed yidifuni Kayame Chaya Weshafti Bevet Adonai 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 Leorek Yamim. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside those still waters. He restoreth my soul. And yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup it runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Most High God forever, forever. Thank you.
Incredible. I don't know about you, but I need a little drink. I need a little something. That is my daughter in spirit, beautiful songstress Bethlehem. I thank you for tuning in this evening. I hope that you have enjoyed the spirit of our elders, the spirit of our history, and come to terms with some of the struggles that we have to go through every day, getting to work, finding a way to make it right, even in the face of injustice How do we hold on to our basic human dignity? We can laugh, we can sing a song, and we can tell the truth. That is what Accentuate is all about. I invite you to please tune in next time with me, your host, Terry Lyons, beautiful songstress Bethlehem, the trumpeter Victor V.P. Puentes, and the great guitarist Osiris Wildfire Akins for another episode of Accentuate.
Okay, everybody hold your places. Bethlehem's going to try to sing a couple more songs.
We have enough time?
I'm sorry.
Okay. How much time? Okay.
Test. Oh. So this piece that I'm going to do is entitled Cedar of Lebanon. The king of my kingdom, supreme royalty, you be something like the tempo of my rhythm, so in love I dare not miss a beat. See, a mirror image is displayed in so many ways, yes. My heart intertwined with yours at the core of your soul, and who knows? I mean, who knew that this connection without regrets and defects has a tendency to last from ancient to past and present to futures? You, sir, are my cedar of Lebanon. When I'm under your shade, this coolness you provide keeps me at bay, it shelters me from rain, sustained, ordained. Every root that branches out in my frame, and I'll always take time out to say, I need you. I need you. Oh, yes, I do. I need you. My cedar of Lebanon. Thanks. One more? Or no?
Okay.
Thank you.